Hey, well, it's Huck, and I am here at University Hospitals in Cleveland, and I'm in the same section that I was when I was recovering from my lung transplant last month in October. As you know, I had a double lung transplant October 2nd. I had a little complication about 2 weeks in that kept me there a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I was finally released after 26 days. So I came home October 28th. And for the first several weeks, I was doing really well. I posted a couple videos to show that I was, progressing. All of my all of my testing, I go in twice weekly to have blood work drawn, and I have some X-rays taken, and I consult with my doctors. I also have a what they call a spirometry, but it's basically a lung function test that tells me, to what extent my new lungs are working. And all of the results have been, nothing short of spectacular, to be honest with you. Just before the weather started turning cold, I was walking close to a half a mile with my rollator outside. It dipped down into the 30s. It was a little chilly for me to be outside. But at any rate, things took a turn for the worst about a week ago. Specifically last Sunday, I woke up and I had what I thought were just stomach cramps. And, you have stomach cramps, you usually resolve that within 24 hours or so. But this time it didn't resolve itself. It just kept lingering. And what it actually kind of morphed into was what feels very much like an ulcer. It's a burning pain in the pit of my stomach, right in the middle of my chest. And it just does not go away. And at times it can be, completely debilitating. At any rate, I've been putting up with this day after day after day. And like I say, the pain is almost relentless. I have been treating it somewhat with Pepto-Bismol and some Tylenol. There are restrictions on what I can take because of the other medications I take every day for my new lungs. Of course, the big danger here is that it would be some type of an infection, some type of stomach virus or flu or bacterial infection, in the intestines or something. I'm taking anti-rejection medications, which lowers my immunity and lowers my body's resistance, but it also makes it much more difficult to fight infections. And in some cases, almost impossible to fight certain infections. So during the week, I have been consulting with my transplant coordinators, who at first, Tuesday, I had to come up for my regular testing. And so they added a couple of extra X-rays. Rather than just X-ray my lungs, which they typically do, they did some X-rays on my digestive system. And it proved to not show anything. So the next day they had me drove to a closer facility. Come in.
Meal service. Good morning. Let me verify your name, please, and date of birth.
Carister and 6556.
Thank you.
My breakfast is here. Thank you.
You're welcome. And is the table over here?
That's fine. That's fine.
Like that? Oops.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
So they brought me my breakfast. Yes, I am admitted here. I came in last night to emergency. And so like I said, Wednesday, they had me do a CAT scan which they didn't schedule me to come all the way up here in Cleveland. I went to a somewhat closer facility in Geauga County, which is about an hour away or so, which is about a half hour closer than Cleveland for me. At any rate, the CAT scan didn't really show anything either of what they were looking for. So my doctors with the lung transplant team basically said, this has gone on long enough. I lost about 4 pounds this week, and like I said, I've been in almost constant pain. So I was getting much, much weaker, and I didn't know how much more I could handle of this. So they just told me to check into emergency up here at Cleveland. And I spent probably the better part of 7 or 8 hours yesterday in emergency. They took some blood work. They took some, some samples of stuff, and they admitted me. And so I'm back in the same ward here in Lerner Tower, 3rd floor, that I was, for about 2 or 3 weeks after my surgery. And so some of the nurses here remember me. At any rate, today I'm going to meet with the gastrointestinal doctors who are going to try to get to the bottom of this. They've taken some more samples here as I went to the bathroom, and there's probably a pretty good indication that they're going to put me to sleep at some point this weekend and give me what they call an endoscopy, which is when they shove a probe down your throat into your stomach, and sometimes they'll probe, well into your intestines as well. Try to get a handle on what exactly is going on. I have a theory, and that theory involves the fact that I take about 30 pills a day, and I had been instructed really from the beginning not to eat anything a couple of hours before I take those pills, and not to eat anything for at least an hour after I take the pills. So I've been doing that for about 6 or 7 weeks now. And I can tell you, pills on an empty stomach, especially that many pills on an empty stomach for that long a period of time, logically doesn't seem to me to be a really beneficial thing for your stomach lining. So I'm banking on the fact that I've probably done some damage to my stomach. But so far, nothing has shown any indication of any infection or anything else. So, like I say, hopefully we're going to get to the bottom of this thing and they can send me home. I'm not happy about being here, by the way. I would much rather be home. Today's the big Ohio State-Michigan game, which, I'm a little concerned about, given the way Michigan handled Ohio State last year. But everybody has Ohio State up as a big favorite in this game, so I guess I should be more optimistic. We'll see. Anyway, so that's what's going on. They just brought my breakfast, and they put me on a low-fiber diet. So I'm having some pancakes and some cornflakes and some cranberry juice, which I'm not real fond of cranberry juice, but I guess it's good for you. And I've got to watch like the caffeine and the coffee and even milk is not really good for you if you're having an ulcer, I guess. So anyway, that's what's going on. I will let you know as soon as I find out what they discover. And anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll be back home before the weekend is out. See you later.